What's going on, Eagles Nation, Galaxy, Universe, whatever you want to call it, squad, gang, whatever. It's another episode of the Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday night, we lit. We all Eagles all the time. Big things happening in the world of the Philadelphia Eagles this week. 12-1, another pretty convincing W. Those are always good to get. A game that should be a reasonable matchup coming up. And then on top of that, as always, another chance to put distance between us and the rest of the NFC. We know what the goal is. The goal is Super Bowl. That's what we're trying to get. But it's steps to the process. And everybody goes through this every year. You don't just hop on and start winning Super Bowls. You make the playoffs. Get the best seeding you can get. You win the games in front of you. You have the end goal, but you never lose focus. We better not do that this week. This could be dangerous. We got the other team next week, but we'll get into all that. But I just want to say 12-1, another defensive player of the week from the Eagles. Another convincing performance. It's going to be lit tonight, y'all. And let me go ahead and bring in my co-host so we can get things going. Wyatt, what's up, my guy?
Yes, sir. What's going on, man? Another week, another Eagles dub to talk about. I'm excited to get into it. We got a lot to talk about tonight.
You already know. And as always, the incomparable Eagles diva.
It's good, gang.
I'm gonna let y'all ride. I'm gonna let y'all ride the top out tonight, and I'm gonna chill on the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Coach Dante hops in. Give us a little love. Appreciate it, Coach Dante. What's going on, man? Glad you're watching with us. But we're going to go ahead and get this thing started. And per the feedback I received from my co-host, you will see a little synopsis for everything because that's how we do it around here. So we'll start off like we always do this time. Wyatt, what you got for us, man?
Yes, sir. I mean, to start off, we got a couple big milestones to talk about. We got a couple of 1,000-yard players here on the squad. First of all, congratulations, Miles Sanders, man. This is his first 1,000-yard season. You know, he's been having such a great season so far. It seems like his decision-making has been getting a lot better. He's hitting those holes faster. And, man, normally we have to worry about injury and everything. It seems like he's been doing himself a service by keeping his body healthy. And it seems like the coaching staff are kind of swapping the running backs out. I wouldn't say a lot, but enough that it, keeps him fresh. But, congrats to him on his first 1,000-yard season, especially on a contract year. I mean, of course, we'll get into eventually whether we should keep him or not. That'll be down the line, though. But, big congrats to him. And the other dude, A.J. Brown, once again having a 1,000-yard season, his first on the Eagles, man. That's why they always call him, 1K always open, man. And he has the always open sign hanging in his locker. I mean, this is the dude we expected. And he's having not only another 1,000-yard season, but he's on pace to have a career year here in Philly with his buddy Jalen Hurts. So it's very encouraging to see. And it's looking like Devontae may hit that milestone by the end of the year as well, depending on what happens with those last couple games, depending on what spot we're sitting in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Coach Dante, man, we good, bro. We just chopping it up about the best team in football, baby. That's always something lovely to talk about.
Yes, sir.
Eagles Diva, you have any thoughts on that bit of news that we got there from Wyatt?
I'm just not surprised when you have a good leader and you have good players like Miles Sanders and A.J. Brown. You can't expect nothing but the best. You with the best team, you with the best coach, you in the best city. I mean, what more can you ask for? You know what I'm saying? So I'm
with
not
the best fans.
With the best fans. So what more can you ask for? You know what I mean? We looking at real Super Bowl-ish this year. And just remind me of McCoy and Macklin. They did it. You know what I'm saying? So this is what we do. This is what Philadelphia Eagles do. Y'all hear me? Don't hate, congratulate. What up, DV? What up, Coach Dante? Appreciate y'all. What up, Philly? Appreciate everybody tuning in.
You already know. Hey, for me, we already talked about it before, but I'm going to say it again. I mean, we expected this type of thing. That's why we made the move. That's why we say, hey, we're going to give up the draft capital. We're gonna go all in. We're gonna pay a receiver for once after drafting a really good one as well. So you put a dangerous duo out there. I echo what Wyatt said earlier. 225 yards, and Smitty gonna join that 1,000-yard club. I think my boy gonna get that. My boy need his first 1,000-yard season too.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yeah,
Gollop coming
absolutely.
back, which we'll talk about in a minute. But I'm just getting ahead of myself. This is
Slow
gonna
down.
be. It's gonna be something. This is gonna be something. Slow down. Slow down. It's gonna be something, man. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, and I
Just ready
mean,
to.
while we're
Wyatt.
talking about Miles and AJ, we actually have 3 players on the squad. It's a franchise first with over 10 touchdowns. We got Jalen has I think 11 rushing touchdowns now, I believe. And then you got AJ and then Miles Sanders. They both have 10 touchdowns. Miles didn't even have a touchdown last season at all, and this dude got
Crazy,
10 of them
right?
this season. But yeah, it's a first to have 3 players with over 10 touchdowns, and it's just gonna keep going from there, man. It's very encouraging. Of not only all the, it seems like we're talking about another record or something being broke every week.
And I recall because I think I sent it to you. We got what 5 players with 7 or more sacks as
Yep.
well.
Yeah.
I saw.
Defense, yep.
Yeah, so we getting it in, man. This is a complete team.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a good segue, man, because that's my next point. We are leading, actually, as of right now in the NFL, Eagles are leading in sacks. They got 49 sacks on the year. I think they had 7 in this Giants game, 6 or 7 in the Giants game against Daniel Jones. This D-line it seems like they're really putting it together every single week. It seems like they're just growing and growing, and now they're just turning into kind of an unstoppable unit at this point.
So y'all think that's Gannon, or you think it's just our defense that's really starting to understand a lot of the offense and just
I
getting
don't know. That's the
No,
thing is like I
my
mentioned it
thoughts.
last week. Is he actually growing? Is he actually adjusting and changing before our eyes? I don't know because like it seems like we're blitzing a little bit more. We're going at him a little bit because I mean this could also be a result of bringing in other people to consult with the defense as well. Maybe they're actually having an effect with Gannon and kind of getting him to forcing him to do other stuff. But it seems to be working these past couple weeks against above 500 teams that are really good at running the ball.
JC Sports Talk, thanks for jumping on. Me and Eagles D were able to hop on with him earlier. He also says there's talent on the defensive line, and King DB was
Absolutely.
on there as well. But yeah, my take, it may be a little bit again and getting better. I'm trying to a little bit, but I think a lot of it's talent. Yeah, I know I'm not that high on Gannon for the way he coaches the defense, but I mean they're playing well. We're getting sacks, so he's doing something, even if it's by accident, right? So I got to give him at least that.
Yeah, I also think it has to do with the depth, and that also goes into the talent on the team, because with all the depth that we have, you can rotate these pieces and keep them fresh throughout the whole game. They're not going to be getting tired unless they're out on the field for long stretches, long drives from these opposing teams, which we haven't really gotten to see because they are stopping these other teams as of right now. But I think that has a lot to do with it as well.
Yeah,
JC Sports makes a good point here. They're getting home with 4 without blitzing, and you are right. A lot of the times they're not technically blitzing.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a blitz just by how dominant they are. But I do see some times where they'll slide like maybe one more person in, but they're not having to scheme a lot as far as trying to send 6, 7 people, and that's that's big. And another piece of breaking news here, Philly. We was going to get to definitely, but we'll go ahead and address that. We're in the
I mean, we
playoffs.
officially clinched it. Now we're just waiting to get that division and then get number 1 seed, and then hopefully have that bye and go into the playoffs fully healthy. Hopefully.
Yeah, Coach Dante. Hey, that's the big thing, man. Right now, it's a point of we're in the playoffs. We know we're in the playoffs. It's seeding, it's finishing strong, and it's being strategic. Hopefully, by week 18, we're just, maybe playing the starters a little bit just so they don't sit out for 2 weeks, but we have everything wrapped up. No guarantees, but that would be, I think, a great situation, for the Eagles to be in.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, well, listen, say it too. Like and share.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
most definitely. I'm just proud of the team. I'm not surprised. We always end up in the playoffs. We have, I do believe, the most NFC title championships. You know what I mean? So I'm just happy that we're clicking on all levels. And I also got to give a shout out to the coaching team, man. Nick is that dude. I was a little iffy on Nick at first, but Nick is that dude. Like he got a little bit of leadership in him, and he go hard for his team. He go hard for his players. Like Nick be out there talking some smack on that sideline. So yeah, big shout out to Nick.
That is true. Nick be out there going in, and I got to give it to him.
Got Philly in him.
Yeah, with them skinny jeans on, I'd be crying laughing at those skinny jeans. I'm like, bruh, he be going in with those skinny jeans on, but hey, he be getting it, man. So yeah, definitely agree with you on that. It's just a lot of big things happening, man. The Eagles, it's just crazy. Another bit of breaking news, but I'll just wait because I'm sure Wyatt's going to cover it with injury, so I'm not even going to start.
Yeah, I was actually going to get into that here. I only have one more stat. Jalen Hurts, first NFL QB to have back-to-back seasons with 10 rushing touchdowns. And he tied his record from last year at this point in the season. So he's going to be breaking his own record going throughout the season.
Can you say that for the ones in the back that don't hear you? You say that again for the ones in the back.
First ever NFL QB to have 10 rushing touchdowns back-to-back seasons.
And he means
ever. And we ain't even talk about his elite arm talent, which a lot of haters quiet about right now. That's really one they don't want to talk about.
Absolutely. So we'll move over, guys, and we're gonna start discussing the injury situation with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, first up is our boy. The saving grace was Reed Blankenship, man. And this is mainly due to that trash ass turf they have over there at MetLife. Like, they need to get this out of here ASAP. I knew there was going to cause some issues going into the game, and hopefully by the last game of the season, we don't even have to put our starters out there for that because we don't want to go through that business again. But man, luckily, it seems like they dodged a bullet. They haven't released exactly what it is as of yet, but it doesn't seem like he's going to be going on IR anytime soon. From what I'm seeing, they expect him to be back within those 4 weeks. So that's some much needed depth we can get back here going into the playoffs. And because of that injury, they went and signed our old buddy, Anthony Harris. Dude that's already familiar with the system. He already knows it down. He's just got to come in. It's a plug and play situation. He just got dropped by the Broncos last week, I believe. So it seemed like it was kind of fate, man. Like, as soon as he dropped, we needed him. And he answered the call at this point.
Absolutely. Couple of things here from King Davey will throw up here. Hurts them broke so many records this season. Hard work pays off. That's a great moniker for what Hurts is and who he is. And then he also says they need to fix that turf ASAP. What is illegal to play there? Right.
Well, they did say that they were getting rid of all turf as soon as possible. So
hopefully, man. I know the NFLPA put like a letter in about it and everything. So hopefully. Because, I mean, it definitely reduces the injury risk if you're playing on regular grass.
Yeah, and especially trash turf, too, because that's not just turf. That's trash turf.
That's trash turf.
You know what I'm saying?
Then we got to play a Soldier Field, y'all, and they turf is whew.
I hate the Giants, but, man, I feel bad for the players having to play on that field half the season, man. Like, I don't understand it.
But the Bears turf is just as bad.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to get through this week.
That is true.
I'm going to try to get through this week.
Now, also, there's some good news on the injury front. There's a certain gentleman who's a tight end that is going to be returning to the Squiznod this week. Hopefully.
Not just tight end, one of the top tight ends in the league, man. You got Dallas Goedert. He was is he officially activated? I know they opened up his 21-day window. My guess is they'll activate him come Friday or Saturday. But he will be practicing tomorrow officially. So, I mean, it seems like he's saying he's feeling great. He's ready to get going. So he should be back out on the field against the Bears here this weekend.
Yeah. The reports were that he was actually feeling good last week, but obviously when you go on the IR that he was on, you have to be out for 4 weeks. So he was working on the sideline last week. No issues, no soreness or anything. So I think we're looking at another week, third in a row, that we're going to be getting back a key contributor on the team. So
It's
that's going
about
to
to
be
be
exciting.
scary hours,
And you
man.
think about what
Like
we've been doing without these guys, and now they're coming back.
exactly, we were finally finding a rhythm and blowing out some teams without him, and now you add in such a huge one of the best tight ends in the league back to the, it's not fair to some of these other teams. Like I don't know how you're gonna stop it, man.
And the thing is, you don't want to be here at week 10, right? You want to be here now, right? When
Yeah,
you start going into the end of the season, that's when you want to start trending upward. I mean, we maintain there's some games that we could have lost, right? Nobody's denying that, but we didn't. But now we're starting to see that team, like you said, doesn't matter who we're playing, Tennessee Titans. They're supposed to be a good team. They were a division leading team and playoff team. We beat them. No matter who we beat, I feel like there's going to be some excuse, some reason why they're not that good because the Eagles beat them. But that's okay. What are you going to say if and when we get to the Super Bowl and we beat them? Was that team not good enough either? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I feel like no matter what it's going to be, the story is there's some reason why the Eagles beat that team and they wouldn't have beat that team and blah, blah, blah. And that's okay. Because I say this and I really live by it as a way of life as an Eagles fan. No one likes us and we don't care. We're not out here crying for the most part. There's some people, but we're not out here for the most of us crying that people don't like us, that people don't respect Jalen Hurts, that they don't feel like he's this, he's that. That's fine. You don't have to. Because guess what? He's going to be good whether you do or don't. And that's just 100% honest, stone cold truth. And that's what it is.
yeah.
Facts.
He puts that work in. Sirianni said his presser today, like this dude, he's always in the building, no matter if they have an off day or what. This dude is always in there working on his craft, watching tape. This dude's unbelievable. I mean, you see that video from the game against the Giants, AJ and Devontae and Quez joking and powering around on the side, and Hurts just chilling, just mean mugging.
Focus.
He's focused, locked in. Like,
yeah,
that's exactly the kind of dude you want. That Mamba killer mentality.
That's that 60 Minutes face.
Yes, sir. Yes. So, guys, we'll go ahead and switch over here. If you don't have anything else.
Yeah, the last thing I had was, as everybody knows, Aaron Sipos, our punter, got injured.
Yeah.
He's out indefinitely. Like, it seems like he tore something. This dude's done for the season, it looked like. Went and signed ourselves a Pro Bowl punter, man. We got a former Titans punter, Brett Kern. Pat McAfee was on a show talking about, like, how is this dude even still available? Like, this dude is a great punter, and he's going to be a great addition to this Eagles roster, man. So it seems like we just going out, getting former and current Pro Bowl players, man, add to the roster. Howie working his magic once again.
Absolutely. That was a big move because punting is important. And a lot of times your punter is also your holder, for field goals. So getting somebody in there who's done that, who specializes in that, we don't have to then worry about Britton Covey doing it again. And not that he did a poor job, but I want you to focus on running the ball, catching it and running it, and kickoffs and punt returns. That's what I want Britton Covey to focus on. So definitely dig that.
Did you see that play that Sippums did, though? Like, how he caught the injury?
That dude.
Boys.
Hey, man, even though we didn't get the first down, like, you got to respect the effort.
Yeah.
He went all out.
Yeah, he went out, tore his leg and everything to try to get that first down for the team. That's a team player, man. You got to respect that. You don't get a dog like that as a punter a lot. Punters are dudes like he'll catch that ball and just throw it out of bounds or something. That man try to make a play for the squad.
He was like this close, dude, to get in that first.
Yeah,
like, that was
wild. Get a touchdown, because really, if he would have got that first, it would nobody else. He was gone.
That would have been crazy if the punter would have picked it up. And
man, if he would have scored a touchdown, I may have passed out at the bar I was at. I might have yelled so hard.
I feel that would have been on every sports channel for like the whole next week. Is this punter scored a touchdown somehow?
And then people would have been saying he's better than Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, you know how it is, them haters. Before we move on, like the last thing that we didn't mention before is Brandon Graham, one player of the week this week with 3.3 sacks on the game, man. Brandon Graham playing at an elite level. He's not even like starting. He's a rotational piece at this point, and he's still coming in and getting sacks and making big time plays like he always has.
Hey, that's what happened when you a big dog. You know what I'm saying? And you on a team with dogs. You can't block one person. The best thing I love about the line, you can't block one person, because if you block this person's coming for you, right? And they're taking their opportunities. If you take your opportunities and you manifest the best you can on them, this is what you get. And that's just real.
Yeah. DG is all real. That's all I got to say. For his Achilles, and he is out there playing like he did 5, 6 years ago. Like BG is all Philly.
Absolutely. And as you guys see on the bottom, James Bradberry game review. So for me, man, there's something about when you play a game and you have a teammate that was on that team and they left that team under auspicious circumstances. So Bradbury basically unceremoniously booted out.
Hmm.
And then we picked him up. So you know he's gonna go back to we're gonna go back to the Giants in the Giant Stadium, and you know the goal was to go out there and do this to them for Bradbury. You know, because one of the things about the Eagles that I love is when we play ex players or we play teams of players, ex teams of players that we currently have, we give them that work, right? This is another example of that. So very excited about that. We didn't. I forgot about the Colts game, so I want to correct my mistake. That's the Zach Pascal game, right?
Yeah.
That was his team. So all these games we're playing against guys that either were former Eagles or were on another team and now are Eagles.
Yeah.
Now
This
look,
should be the Robert. This should have been the Robert Quinn game coming up, but he out.
yeah, but I love the fact that they hold each other up, man. And they want to go out and say, "Hey, we know this what this game means to you, bro." Like whether Bradbury comes out and says it or not, we know this game means a lot to him. And those guys in the locker room know it means a lot to him. And they went out there and made it happen for him. So shout out to them for that. Very complete game. Unfortunately, everyone decided that hey, the Eagles are up so big on the Giants, we're not even going to show the fourth quarter of the game. So instead of me getting to see the end of the game live, I was forced to watch the Texans and the Cowboys. Right? And I'm like, come on, man. Like, we can't see the end of the game, but it is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. I had to go back and watch the rest of it. But another great game, another great performance. There's not one specific play that I can break away. There was just so many good plays offensively and defensively, great catches. Smitty had one of those games that I love. Um, and Philly brings up a great point here. The AJ Brown touchdown, but she meant the Devontae Smith touchdown. Absolutely,
Yeah.
just a lot of great plays. Just a lot of great plays by the team,
Hmm.
and that's what you can ask for. Why? Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I mean, just specific on that play, that was such a boneheaded play by like that safety or the dude that was coming in over the top. Like it was fourth down. All you had to do was push the dude out of bounds. Like you went for the pick and you completely missed it, bro. Like all you had to do was push him out and he wouldn't have caught it. But yeah, I mean, it was kind of a tale of two halves as far as like the Eagles offense. Cause in the first half, it wasn't really, it was just kind of spritzing. It wasn't really doing much. They were able to, pass the ball. They were taking a lot of shots downfield, which I liked. It seems like over the course of the season, we started, trying to take the top off some of these defenses, and then we kind of got real conservative for a little bit. And now these past couple games, we're starting to take more shots downfield, which I really like. But yet in that second half, it started looking a little bit like the Jaguars game where it started pouring, man. Like they really had to adjust, and they went pretty much straight with running the ball. And this is exactly what we talked about past couple weeks is pick your poison, because this Eagles team can kill you through the air and on the ground. I mean, we knew Boston Scott was going to have a game. Miles Sanders had a game. Pretty much everybody that has a name had a game in a game here. And the defense went out there and did their job. It wasn't super flashy. They didn't really have like any crazy turnovers, but man, they were getting to the quarterback. They were stopping him from getting out of the pocket. Daniel Jones wasn't running nearly as much as he has the past, over the course of this season. The Eagles came out and did exactly what they needed to do and executed in all three phases of this game. Special teams looked really good again. Britton Covey was returning good punts. Boston Scott had an amazing kick return. But man, it seems like you mentioned before, it seems like this Eagles team is getting hot at the exact right time that they need to be. And it seems like they're really putting it together. And then you have Dallas Goedert and other pieces coming back here in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. Eagles Diva, what you got for us?
This is probably one of the best well-rounded games that we played since maybe Minnesota. We just fired on all cylinders. We were able to pass the ball and then run the ball, because sometimes we'll either pass or just run, but we were able to mix it up, and I think that that's always good. The defense was able to keep Daniel Jones just like they were able to keep Tannehill last week. So they've been really keeping the quarterback in the pocket and just tearing that tail up. And that's what I want. Like, stick them. Like, go get them and stick them. And that's what they've been doing. And Epps has been taking people out of here. You hear me? I don't know what's gotten the Epps, but that boy been taking people out of here. So, like, the whole team all the way around has done really well. And we need more of the game that we saw Sunday here on out. Period. Like, everything y'all did, continue to do that. And I just gotta say, watch out, man, because we got players coming back that's been hurt, and you see what we are without them. So imagine what we're gonna be with them, and they're coming back at the right time. So be on the lookout.
Yeah, we gonna go back straight to the takeaway game when CJGJ comes back and that defense gets fully healthy, man. It's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be scary.
Just think about the fact the Kobe Dean has seen the field. They got to find plays for him.
That dude is looking for real. Like, dude is looking like his knowledge and IQ is so high. He makes plays every single time he hits the field. It's nuts.
Then you think about like Blankenship. He's going to be back from that knee probably in a week or two. That's another depth piece that can get out there and play, and we know he can, so you don't have to worry about it. And man, it's just crazy. Josiah Scott got a chance to get some reps in, played decently, right? He's a guy, if you need to spell somebody, you can feel comfortable putting him in for some plays. He's not going to go out there and just get embarrassed.
Kavon Wallace.
Man. So I'm not a Kavon Wallace fan, but I will say this. For some reason, you're there. So you need to show us why you're there, because you haven't showed the fan base why you continue to make the team. You must be a practice player and not able to bring it over to the games. We need it in the game, sir. We need it in the games. For real. We don't need you on special teams. We need you playing.
He's like the Jalen Reagor of the defense.
Man.
Speaking of them, both of them drop balls, him and Nelson Aguilar. That's why they're not equal.
That dude went out and guaranteed a win against the Lions. Like, Reagor, what are you doing?
Drop the ball.
When you get 2 passes thrown your way a game, dude, how are you going to be the one that thinks you're going to make the difference in the game?
Yeah, King DV knows. And as soon as he went in the game, that's where you saw they were starting to pass his way, and he was getting burnt.
Hey, man.
I'm glad we got Anthony Harris. He's definitely better than Kavon.
Kavon's trash juice until he shows me better. Like you said, he's the Jalen Reagor of the defense. I can rock with that. I can 100% rock with that, bro. I can rock with that. That's all I'm gonna say.
You should say Nani Asamoah. That's what he is. Burnt toast.
Oh my gosh. He who must not be named.
Oh man, I ain't lying. He like Kang from the MCU, from the Loki show. He will not be named, right? But hey, man, I mean, I can't argue with that either. Eagles either like he hasn't said or done anything to make me want to defend him from that, and many other slanderous things have been said about him. He hasn't done anything to make me defend him from any of them. So I'm gonna roll with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then, man, it's looking like I'm so glad at how he's just buying all in, just going out and getting every piece he can for these just to compete, because everything's buying off. Because White's playing great, Hassan Reddick's playing out of his mind. He has over 10 sacks in 3 seasons with 3 different teams. It's like the first player to ever do that. Getting some of these pieces, man, it's really paying dividends, and hopefully we can lock some of these guys down going forward. Maybe like CJGJ, James Bradberry, Hassan Reddick. Keep some of these dudes if you can. I know we got a lot of depth, though. Younger pieces we can keep, like Nakobe Dean, Reed Blankenship, like that. So it seems like we're really building up some of the younger guys to keep through for more years to come. But some of these older guys, these vets, we need to keep some of these dudes around too.
Yeah, keep them around to show the youngins how to be leaders and be at that elite spot. So most definitely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we're going to move on to one of our favorite segments, our player or pariah of the game. And we'll start with you, Miss Eagles Diva.
Oh,
Who
number
you got
6
this
all day.
week?
Devontae, my boy. Like people be sleeping on
Smitty.
Devontae, but that is my boy. I'm so glad that he got his rocks off. Like I'm glad he didn't get hit because he's small. But that boy is something else, and he gonna be something else in the coming years. Y'all watch out for Smitty.
Real talk. Who you got,
Absolutely.
Wyatt?
I'm gonna go with my boy Miles Sanders, man. He's clicking throughout this whole season. He's playing exactly how we wanted him to when we were talking about going into the season, and it was a contract year. And dude just got swag, man. He hit that touchdown. He hit that shady McCoy celebration and everything. Like this dude is exactly what we need for Philly, man. This is exactly the running back we need for this franchise. Hopefully, we can keep him around, man. It seems like he's turning into that elite running back we knew he could be when we drafted him.
Penn State days is what I call them. It's the Penn State days.
For me, the only thing with him has been, and I said it here, several other places, injuries.
Yeah.
He's been healthy this year. Looks like he looks stronger. He looks like he's powering more. He's making decisions and going. He's not dancing. He's looking at the read. It's like he's been watching the show this all season, right, Wyatt?
Right.
He's looking
That's
at the
what I'm
hole.
saying.
He's just going.
Yeah.
It's no more of that dancing
around like
Yeah.
Shady used to do. Now Shady did a lot of that dancing now.
He did.
I feel like they're scheming a lot better as far as run and with the O-line too. I feel like that helps a lot. Like he knows exactly where to go on some of these runs.
I agree.
He is getting holes because at first he wasn't really getting no holes, but he's hitting the holes running down, down and up south because normally he would run here and he'd run there. And I was like, what you doing?
Mm-hmm. And then you somehow got Jason Kelsey running faster than him in front of him.
Crazy,
like
right?
blocking for him.
It's crazy, right? And then like I see a lot of times where the initial hole is blocked, but he's using vision and he's getting to another area and at least getting some plays and turn some of those into big plays as well. So loving what McCoy is. I mean, dang, got me saying McCoy.
Look at that, man. I can't even tell.
Shady Junior.
Got me thinking a little shady up in here.
Shady Junior.
So I love what Boop is doing for the squad, man. But I got to go with Swole Batman. I got to go with the Swole Batman. You know what I'm saying? Over 1,000 yards as well. Dominates most games he's in. It's a couple where you really don't get what you expect, but for the most part, man, Swole Batman has been everything that was advertised. He's going to set a new high in yards, touchdowns, and receptions with the Philadelphia Eagles, and then he's going to do more next year. You know what I'm saying? And it's amazing to see. It's beautiful to see, man, because this is a guy who did not feel wanted at his old team. They jettisoned him. But like I said, when I saw the trade, one man's trash is another man's treasure. And he's definitely should never have been trash, but he's treasure for us. I love it, man. The aggressiveness, the way he plays, the mentoring. And this is important. The mentoring of Watkins, the mentoring of Smitty. These are things Goddard in the past game. These are things they're seeing by watching a guy like A.J. Brown practice. And if you watched in the preseason, different clips we saw, you see A.J. Brown on the side with Devontae Smith, like, nah. You go up, then you hard cut. Like he's giving him real-time examples of what he's doing wrong or what he can be doing better. Not necessarily wrong, but how he can clean things up, crispify his routes, be more aggressive. You see a difference between Devontae Smith last year and this year. He's high pointing the ball and he's attacking the ball. Last year, he was waiting for the ball. Last year, he was worried about getting a hit. I think something else he's seeing from Swole Batman is just go for it. If it happens, it happens.
Yeah. And the thing with AJ too, he has like no tell to it. Like he pulls his hands up at the last second when he knows that ball is coming in. He's not sitting there looking up. He's not giving any tells away to these defensive players. He waits until that ball is right there to look up or put his hands up for it. And that's just an elite wide receiver right there. Exactly. Late hands.
But then you also got to give Jalen Hurts that time, because if your quarterback can't get it to you in tight areas, but Jalen Hurts be throwing it,
bro, on a rope every time. It's just elite just passing. I don't know how you get that much better in a year. It's crazy.
But y'all, this is a guy who they tried to say couldn't pass last year. I could pull up receipts from Facebook from guys who call themselves diehard Eagles fans.
He couldn't read the defense.
Right.
Bro, if Smitty would have been over by like an inch, he would have caught that one like right there in the, like on the 1 yard line that he put up for him. That was a perfect ball, man. And we see it every single week, and that's what I mentioned. Like, I love seeing them taking shots down the field now. And once you get Dallas Goedert back, it's going to open it up even more for these guys. Yeah, and like you said, I mean, we all could have even mentioned Jalen Hurts. This dude could be player of the game every week.
Every week. Like literally every week. If you did not do any research, you didn't have time to do anything, you could just say Jalen Hurts is player of the week, and you'll be right every week. You know what I'm saying? And that's amazing to have a guy from what we saw last year to this. And this all started when Tampa Bay beat them. So I want to thank Tampa Bay, because if it was not for that loss, the way it happened, we may not be seeing what we see now, because it lit a fire into all of them. Hurts, the coach, all the players that were there last year. You know, it was embarrassing, right? And it happens. Like, no one's perfect. But if that embarrassing loss in the year where we were making the playoffs was our ceiling, and we did that, turns this team to the direction I hope we're going, I'm all for it. All for it.
Yeah. And when he's running, he has that vision, like what you talked about with Miles, where he's hitting some of these just very, like, these small holes that you don't think are there. And as soon as he hits them, he's out. Like, they don't even have him covered. Like, his vision is just passing wise and running wise is at an elite level right now.
And I just wanted to say, there's a lot of people who want to talk about, Jalen Hurts is not going to last because he runs the ball too much as a quarterback. Understand this. He's not getting hit a lot of the time. He's getting down.
He's not Josh Allen
out
here.
Right. He's not out here trying to flip over people, dive through people, and run people over. He's taking what's there, and he's getting down. Every once in a while, he'll explode and surprise you. But for the most part, he's playing like a running quarterback that knows when to get down. And that's been the concern for running quarterbacks, is they don't take those opportunities to get down. They try to get an extra yard or two and get hit. He's not doing it a lot. So
there's only like maybe one time a game or something where he'll run kind of up the middle a little bit, and then he'll get like kind of sandwiched. I'm like, no, please, my boy, like, be careful. Give it to Miles. Give it to somebody else. Like, come on, man. My only issue within the past couple games, and you only see it maybe once or twice, he'll just hold on to the ball a little too long, and that's when you get a sack, or he's just waiting for someone to get just a little bit more, get away a little bit more, and he holds on to it, and then he gets that sack, or he thinks he can run with it, and then that gap closes immediately, and he has nowhere to go. And it's just like, throw that ball away, man. Like, we can't be taking the sacks like that.
Yeah. Well, he's done a lot better than number 11 in Foles, because Foles
by far. For the most part, I mean, he only has 3 interceptions on the season. He's been very safe with the ball.
Very.
Yeah, he doesn't even have 400 attempts this year yet.
Crazy.
He's putting up the numbers he's putting up. Yeah, it's pretty crazy when you look at it. But yeah, man, so much we could talk about, and so much praise to go around for these guys.
Mm-hmm.
But let's go ahead and let's get into our one topic that we do that's a little bit for everybody, because we do have some people from other teams that watch the show, right? And plus, everybody wants to kind of understand this playoff picture, what's happening. So I'm going to help clarify that for you. So we have 2 conferences. 7 teams get in from each conference, right? There's one team. Let me repeat that. One team who's clinched their playoff spot.
One team only.
One team
only.
Who
is that?
And that would be this team right here is pretty good. It's called the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, I think these guys are really good. Like,
I heard it's a pretty good team. So yeah. They're 12-1, number 1 overall seed, number 1 seed in the NFC, obviously, and first in the NFC East. Now, below them, catching an L this week and giving the San Francisco 49ers some hope to possibly get into that number 2 seed, depending on how they continue to play. Minnesota Vikings at 10-3. They took a little bit of an L to the Lions last week. Somebody predicted that. This guy right here. And then third, we have the San Francisco 49ers, an impressive beat down, mugging,
with the
domestic abuse case against Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, whatever you want to say, but they obliterated them. They made them look really bad, and they did that with their third string quarterback. Third string. So
Crazy.
gotta give the 49ers some props. Whether it lasts, we don't know, but as of now, you got to give them some props.
They could with that defense.
They could. At fourth, we have the aforementioned victim in that game against the 49ers, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 6-7, and their inability to win games has opened up a window for the lowly Carolina Panthers to possibly win. But right now, the Buccaneers are first in the South.
Said it last week. Give me them Buccaneers. I want them.
Yeah, give me
I want to blow the top off these Buccaneers in the playoffs.
Give me
Jalen revenge game.
Dusty
the way they look right now, they may not
Read
make
this
it.
defense.
I don't think they're gonna make it.
But it would be nice. I 100% agree. Then in fifth, we have the 10-3 Cowboys.
Clown Boys.
Looking
Second
mighty
in the
sweet
NFC.
past couple weeks.
Clown Boys.
Looking mighty sweet these past week or two.
Sweet.
And then they have the audacity to talk spicy to us. Come on now.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that. Why you know we're gonna get to that.
Cockroaches.
And then we have in sixth place the Washington Commanders at 7-5-1, the third in the NFC East. And look at here who we have at seventh. Looky here, the New York Giants also at 7-5-1. So even though we game that work this past week, they're still in the playoffs at the 7th seed because the Seattle Seahawks also lost. They're 7-6. They're sitting at 8th seed. The Detroit Lions at 6-7 are in the 9th seed. We're not going to talk about the 5-8 Packers because I don't believe they have a chance to come back. It's a possibility, but I'm not seeing it. But we will talk about the Panthers because they also, along with the Falcons, if we're really being honest, at 5-8, have a chance to still win a division because the aforementioned Tampa Bay Buccaneers are getting mugged a lot of weeks this year.
Yeah, that whole division looking pretty sorry.
Straight sus. They're looking like a division that somebody used to try to come at, but they don't do it this year.
Yeah, it's funny how that works.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
How the clocks turn, huh?
Yeah.
All day long. So there's your NFC playoff picture. Just because if we go where we want to go, we may have to play one of these teams. So let's quickly discuss the AFC. At number one, the Buffalo Bills, 10-3, first in the AFC East. Number two, Kansas City Chiefs, 10-3, first in the AFC West. At third, Baltimore Ravens, 9-4, first in the AFC North. And then fourth, a team that we saw a few weeks ago, the Tennessee Titans at 7-6, they're first in the AFC South. So that's your four division winners, your top four seeds. When we get to the bottom three, the wild cards, Cincinnati Bengals are 9-4. They're second in the AFC North. The Miami Dolphins are 8-5. They're second in the AFC East after that loss. And then the Patriots are 7-6. They're third in the AFC East. So those are your three teams there. Two teams that are right on the outside, literally. Chargers at 7-6. They're second in the West. Jets at 7-6. They're second in the East. Then you have Jacksonville, Raiders, and the Browns all at 5-8, and the Steelers all at 5-8. So yeah, I really normally wouldn't count the 5-win teams, but being that they're only a couple of games back and the way the Jets and Chargers have been, as well as the Patriots, you never know. So I think the AFC is a little bit more wide open at the bottom to me, just because more teams have the ability to get to a certain position. And then we have three teams that have been eliminated from the playoffs. That's the 1-11 and the 1 Houston Texans, the 3-10 Chicago Bears, and the lowly, embarrassing, and I'm sure someone's head's going to roll over this, 3-10 Denver Broncos.
Yeah, definitely not the way they expected their season to turn out.
Definitely.
Absolutely not. So before we go any further, Wyatt did bring up something that we really need to discuss. So Mr. Michael Parsons, excuse me, this is what I'm going to say to you. And I said this a while ago. Um, are you as good as you're playing, or are you a product of your scheme? Some people say, he'd be good at any scheme. Prove it. We haven't seen him in any scheme. We've seen him in one scheme, and we see him being successful in one scheme. We say he has all the athleticism, but let's not forget, Mr. Parsons did not start playing this well until he was placed in this hybrid position. You talk about college. I don't care about college. There's a lot of guys that are fantastic, magnificent, amazing, God sends definite great pros, and they have not panned out. But I'm not taking anything away from Michael Parsons. But when we start asking the question, is it Jalen Hurts or is it the team? Is it Michael Parsons or is it the defensive coordinator in the scheme? Same team, other side of the ball. Is it Dak Prescott? Why is the Cowboys not as successful as they could be? Is it Dak Prescott? Is it the rest of the team? Prescott has weapons. 2 really good running backs. One is a great passer. 2 to 3 great tight ends. You've got Gallup playing well back from injury. You've got CeeDee Lamb looking like a true number 1 receiver. So what's going on? Why isn't Dak an MVP candidate? And to answer Michael Parsons' question from my perspective, it takes some of both. If you don't have talent, you can't win, but you need the guy that throws the ball. We just talked about Jalen throwing the ball on the rope. We just talked about how well Jalen's playing, how much he's progressed, right? How he's hitting the ball. He's giving the ball in the windows where they can catch it and run, where only them can catch it. All the things that he's doing to make the team better. You won't want to dismiss those things. But if he's throwing that ball to scrubs, they don't make some of those catches. But I think they still make a lot of them because they're great catches. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I mean, I love how everybody, at least on our side, has just been dealing with it with class. Man, it's like we focus on the Bears. We're not focused on anything else but the Bears. And I think Malata even said today, he's like, I don't know who they're playing, but they need to focus on that team. like just like we are. We're focused on the Bears. And like I love it, kind of a with Jalen, man. I just love how he is as a player, because even his press conference, they asked him pretty much everything about this situation. I want to know his thoughts. And even at the end of the presser, he's like, y'all didn't even ask me about the Bears defense. And then he goes on to even make a point to talk about the Bears. Same way with the Arizona game. I'm pretty sure it was this year. They were asking him all these questions about something else, but not the game itself. But that's really shows the two sides of the coin. I mean, Dallas is worried about us and worried about all these other things. I mean, Trayvon Diggs over there begging for that interception at the end of that Houston game. They're worried about individual stats. We over here worry about wins, and we're worried about who we going to play next. It's like, we're not next week. We'll talk about you. We'll worry about you. But now you just giving us bulletin board material, and you saw how that worked last time with DeMarcus Lawrence talking that trash. Man, I just hope we go out and blow these dudes out the water next week. But I'm just going to, exactly like these Eagles, I'm going to worry about these Bears this week. But Micah Parsons, man, he corny as hell for this.
First of all, you were going to talk about clown boys, you know what I'm saying? Because that was a straight clown move. I mean, you talking about the dude that you just played a month ago, and what did you do? You didn't stop Jalen Hurts. You didn't stop Devontae, A.J. Brown, Dallas Goedert. You ain't Quez, you ain't stopped nobody. So I'm trying to figure out, why are you even running your mouth when I didn't even know you was in the game. Bro, I mean, honestly, I didn't even know you was playing that night, because ain't nobody hear your name. You was shh. So that's what you need to do now, is shh. Period.
Yeah. And he even talked about, like, what do you say? He's like, what is he number 1 in, or like, what is he leading in stats? Like, bro, look at him. Look at the stats. This dude number 1 and breaking records and stuff. Like, he wouldn't be in the MVP conversation if he wasn't. Like,
what is
this dude
Dak
going
do?
out and balling on a weekly basis.
You need to worry about Dak. Like, that's what you need to be worried about, and why Ezekiel Elliott is garbage. I'm ever saying.
Worry about yourself. Worry about your own situation.
Hey,
Don't lose to them Jaguars now. Don't lose to Doug Peterson next week.
I know he want to be
It's
an
a
Eagle.
little hate.
It's
a little hate.
You
Yeah,
know,
it's a little hate.
Yeah.
He want to be an Eagle. He already said it. You know, he be at the games. He be all at the games, and he be looking at he want to be. He just mad because we didn't pick him up from Penn State. We picked up Miles. That's all.
I think so too. Because I feel like if he was on any other team, Or if it was any other player, they would at least give him like, yeah, he's been doing his thing. He's been balling out this year. It is what it is. But I mean, he could have went in a different direction with it. He didn't have to do what he did. He could have been competitive, but still you could have give the dude his roses at the same time. Like he's been playing at a very great this year. That's all he had to say. Or he's been playing really well. I mean, there's a reason he's in the MVP conversation. He didn't have to go out and, kind of sneak this type of like, I don't know. It's so weird, man. It does kind of give off some jealousy vibes a little bit. He's always talking about like Philly, like the I know he's like a Phillies fan. He was rooting for him in like the World Series and stuff. His heart's in Pennsylvania, so maybe, like you said, it could be a little bit of jealousy. He wants to be on the squad.
He do. He want to be on squad so bad he don't know what to do.
Don't let that contract run up there, Dallas.
I'm trying to figure out, is he gonna be what he is if he go to a whole different division, a different team? That's the question. Yeah. That is the question.
Maybe.
We'll have to see.
Blasphemy.
Yeah. Straight just foolishness. Foolishness.
And that's what I love about our squad. They just keep their heads down and go to work, man. Focus on that team that week. Don't overlook the Bears, because this could easily be a trap game with the Bears. You could overlook them to focus on Dallas, but I don't think this team has been playing the way they've been acting. I don't think they're going to do that.
Right.
I feel you on that. I definitely feel you on that. We got a few comments we'll hop on here. Actually, we won't hop on these comments. We will
Spam.
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 Yeah, we'll go ahead and slide it up out of there. We don't live that life. Y'all can come with that. We remove that rather quick.
What's going on over here?
So we'll do a quick preview of the Bears game. I don't think there's a lot to say. I'll just say what my little piece real quick. We should win this game as long as we focus. We don't overlook them and start buying into this hogwash from the Arlington football team players and their little nonsense. We're just going to focus on who we got to play.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do our thing. And then from there, we're going to continue to thrash and whoop some cash.
Yep. Go hard.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the Bears squad looks like. I did see today that like Justin Fields is missing practice with he's sick. He has an illness. I don't know how that's going to carry over through the rest of the week, if he's going to be good to go or not. If he is, this defense got to be prepared, because this dude will use his legs. He will use his feet. And I mean, it's as long as we continue to do what we've done the past couple of weeks, and you're able to get up a score or two, those legs aren't going to do a damn thing. He's going to have to pass. He's going to have to do something. So as long as we keep doing what we're doing on offense, defense, special teams, all three phases, we should be doing exactly what we did against the Titans, against the Giants, and whatnot, and just keep it rolling.
Most definitely. I mean, even if Justin Fields is in the game, I'm still, pretty confident. He got a long way to go. Period. The best thing for Chicago might be their defense, and they're not all of that, but the best thing going for them is the defense. Offense, I'm not too worried about. As long as we go out there and play a well-rounded game like we did on Sunday and like we did against the Titans, I feel like it's going to be probably a blowout if we go ahead and do what we got to do.
Just stay healthy, please. Please. Every game now, please stay healthy.
Let's get some Minshaw time in.
You know what I'm saying? Let's see the stash. So, ladies and gentlemen, any final thoughts on this week?
Man, like I said, just keep doing what you're doing. Keep your head down. Don't listen to the outside noise, because with everything that's going on, the media is going to be trying to go out and make a big deal of everything, especially with Micah Parsons' comments. Just go out, keep the head down and go to work. Go out and hopefully not just beat this team, but blow out this team. Man, it felt great to have that game, not just against an NFL team, but against a divisional rival, is to go out and almost put a 50 burger up on them. You feel great. You feel like you can beat anybody after a game like that.
Most definitely. Go out there, play smart, be smart, stay healthy. Let's get some Minshaw time in, rest our players, because we already know we looking real Super Bowl-ish, and we need to be prepared for that. And so go out there, do your thing, whoop some tail, and let's get this be 13-1.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. So we do have a comment here from Philly. Philly agreeing that we definitely need to stay healthy. That's the only danger or concern I have is, us staying healthy. I think we'll do it. But again, we just need to do it to show it. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to say we have this amazing intro, but we were so locked in today on talking Eagles, we forgot to play it.
Well, hold on. Okay. Let's shout out everybody that came through. DV, Philly, JC Sports, everybody that came through and showed us some love. Appreciate it. Like
Coach Dante. Yes, sir. Everybody. Dante. You know what I'm saying? If you show up,
bring a friend, tell a friend. We here every Wednesday.
Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And two of the things we like to end the show with every week. First one.
I was waiting for it. I was gonna say we can't leave without doing that, man.
Right.
We cannot.
What do you gotta say to them Bears?
We can't leave without doing that. King DV hits us with the bird symbolizing that good old fly Eagles fly. You know how we get down every week. And, we missed playing the intro at the beginning because I was just so into talking Eagles, man. It just be like that sometimes. But the good news is we're going to give it to you at the end. And Philly, appreciate you. Philly turns in with us every week. Yep. Can't wait for next week, so definitely appreciate that. And hopefully we are celebrating another victory.
We're going to be spicy next week. Going to be a spicy episode.
I know
that's next week. Yes. That's going to be the week. I'm coming ready with the heat.
Coming for you.
You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be ready for that. But, yeah, just want to definitely shout everybody out who watched the show again. Everybody who sees the replay, appreciate you guys as well. That means a lot to us. Helps with the algorithm. So keep tuning in. Keep bringing friends. Keep commenting. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button for the squad so we can keep giving y'all some hot fire takes on the Philadelphia Eagles every week. We always going to be elite. And as always, I'm going to end it with a fly, Eagles, fly.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
See y'all next week.
It's time to show y'all what we should have shown you from the beginning, but we was just too ready.
The kick is away, and the kick is it's gone! And the Eagles win!
It's hard to come to South Philadelphia and leave here with the win. You just don't come to Philadelphia and leave here with the win.
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you. Let the celebration begin.
Yes, sir.